Okay, welcome back. Here we are. Let's get started on cutting that material for our angel. I'm going to move you back a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move my glue gun out of the way. We won't need that at this point. I want to wipe my area off, make sure it's nice and tidy. And I want to talk a little bit about the pattern, because yesterday I told you that you're going to need a pattern in part 1 and part 2. The pattern will be, I will give you information about the pattern before at the end of the series, and I'm below in the comments, along with a supply list that will come at the end as well, because I want you to see how everything is used first before you get the list, because then you'll understand what you're using it for. It's only a circle. It has a certain little neck area cut where it has a hole with 2 little sides. This can be made out of paper. It could be, you could get it out of tissue paper and cut it yourself out of tissue and use it again and again. There's a sleeve. This is what the sleeve looks like. So let's get started. We're going to make her dress completely with purple velvet. But this material is easier to cut if we cut it on the back side. So what I'm going to do, this is a synthetic velvet, okay, so it's much easier to work with. And I'm just going to lay it out on my cutting surface where I have the edge exposed. I'm going to hang off the side some. Now, if you use a material that's a directional, in other words, that you can see the pattern, you're going to have to make adjustments on the laying of the pattern so that you make allowances for how is it going to look on her if it points one direction or the other. Now here's our pattern. I'm going to lay that out. We're going to look at the grain arrow. How do you know where the grain is? Give the material a pull. This direction has good give. This has less. The grain is running in this direction because it has give that way. So we want to turn it so that it runs in the direction where it has the most give. And what I'm going to be doing here, all I'm going to be doing is stretching everything out flat, and I'm going to pin it down. So bring in my pins. I'm just going to start out here, not onto the bias or the edging, okay? This is the trim that's got to come off. You do not want to have that on there. So you'll see I put my first pin away from that. We're going to flatten the material as we go because it's very slippery. Making sure, I'm going to turn this down a little bit so that you can see where I am. I'm just pushing the material away and the pattern and then placing it on there. So see, watch me do it here. I'm pushing it away, straightening it as I go, making sure underneath that it's laying flat. And I'm going to continue doing this all the way around. All the way around the entire edge. I'll do a few more and then we'll cut away. And I'll be back and show you it all pinned in place. So you see what I've done. I'll do a couple more. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. Turn you around a little bit more. And over here, I'm stretching the fabric, pushing everything with the side of my hand. And here I am right here. I'm putting pins in, okay? And I'm going to continue to do that and we'll come right back. When I come back, we'll show you how to cut that.